there was a Stove post today announcing some arena changes occurring next week on the 3/13 patch. Before we get into it though, let's go over what the two main issues are with Arena right now. First, it's impossible to get the weekly Skystones in Emperor and Legend without spending Skystones. And you can see here, I'm rank 68 right now, but I'm still champion 3. And this occurred every single week this season for me. I always placed in the top 100 without spending any Skystones. Yet, I was in champion, so the weekly Skystones I got was only about 800, low 800s, when I should have been getting at least 1000. So over all of the weeks that have happened so far, I've lost at least 1000 Skystones. The second issue is that the first time rewards for pretty much all of Legend and Emperor were completely unobtainable this season without spending a ton of Skystones because of the point inflation at the top, as well as the points just not being possible to climb. Like top 100 is like low, mid, 5300 right now, and you can see here Emperor just ends here, rank 20, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in Emperor and 9 people in Legend. So those were the two main issues with this arena season. Now, let's take a look at the changes. First off, they're reducing the amount of points required to reach each league. I would say that this change is mainly for people who won't finish an Emperor or Legend at the end of the season, and it's really nice for this season specifically because due to the point deflation issue, everyone is pretty low in points, like 5300 even for Legend. So the reason I say it's not that important for people who do finish an Emperor or Legend is because every division in Emperor and Legend will get reset down to Champion 1 at the end of the season. And Champion 1 is also getting its points reduced by 400, while the other one's getting reduced by 500. So what this really does is, at the season reset for anybody who ends up in Champion 1, the gap from where you are now to where it was before is only 100 points. Like, you can see here, from Champion 1 to Emperor 1, this is a difference of 600, this is a difference of 500, and then to Legend 1, this is a difference of 1200, this is a difference of 1100. So in that aspect, it's actually not that big of a change. Like, pushing for Legend 1 is still pretty unreasonable unless you plan on finishing top 3 for the whole season, because it's still an 1100 point gap if you start the season in Champion 1. But like I said though, the main value for this is for people who end up down at 4800 because they didn't end in Emperor or Legend. It'll be much easier to go from Challenger 1 and then get either the first time rewards for Emperor or Legend, or just to finish in the top 100 if you plan on the first week, rather, if you plan on going for a Legend frame. The important change though is this part here. The point difference in for a win or a loss in Champion, Emperor, and Legend is being changed a little bit, and you can this thing go away? There we go. So you can see here before, basically the TLDR is it's 1 more point per win and 1 less point per loss in Champion and Emperor, while in Legend it's just 1 less point per loss now. And this win-loss thing applies to both offense and defense, because an offense loss and a defense loss are the same thing, and an offense win and a defense win are the same thing. So basically, and of course this doesn't apply to Challenger and below. So basically, I would say that this is a really, really good change, and we can take a look at my win rate log from the past 5 weeks to see how this would affect the arena system. So basically, within the past 5 weeks, these are all of the attacks and defenses I did, and since we gain 1 more point per win and loss, and lose 1 less point per loss, you can effectively think of it as gaining 1 point for every attack and defense that occurred in the past 5 weeks, which I'm not sure if the loss part is confusing, but basically, since my points wouldn't decrease by as much in the new system, after a loss, I would be 1 point higher than I would be in the old system. So if we add all of this up, we get 663 attacks and 689 defenses for a total of 1,352. And basically, if the new system was active over these 5 weeks, I would be 1,352 points higher than where I am right now, where I am right now is 5,408. So I would actually be at 6,760 points, assuming it started being active from this week. And 6,760 is enough to qualify for Legend 1 in the new system. Although I would just be Legend 6 because my total rank is only 68. So this actually means that the first time Skystones for up to Legend 5 are definitely obtainable free to play because that only needs you to hit top 50, and I'm really close to rank 50. I also inted a little bit this week. I think I had like 3 of these losses are from today alone, so definitely doable to hit rank 50 without spending any Skystones. But the other issue still remains. Legend 1 Skystones are still completely unobtainable. If we take a look at the before and after tables again, the only change to Legend is that I lose 1 less point per loss now. So there's still no real way to pressure the people at the top since there's no weekly reset. The ones who pushed really far ahead with Skystones rather, and it's not any easier to bring them down. At a glance, it looks like it'll be harder if anything. So, but at least up to Legend 5 Skystones, maybe Legend 4, we'll have to see about that one, is going to be obtainable for free, which is where I'm at too. I have only gotten up to Legend 4 because I started playing Arena really in the first Emperor season, and you could only get up to Legend 4 that season as well. Overall though, I'd say that I really like this change because it should fix the main issue I have with Arena, which was the weekly Skystone thing. Hopefully I'm not massively miscalculating something as well, and this change actually is as good as I think it is. This is the second change they've made this Arena season, and I'm glad they're trying to fix things at least. It could be argued that they should just go back to the weekly reset system, but if they're committed to having a seasonal reset instead, then at least they're trying to fix it. I'm still a fan of the system they originally had in the first Emperor season, but I do get that seeing the points being that high inflicted massive amounts of mental damage on more casual players. One last thing I noticed, this thing is bugged. I don't know how long this has been bugged. It says my season best record was this one, 5,424, when it was probably this one, or ended at 5,656. Don't know how long that's been a thing. But anyways, hopefully this change works out really well, and I will see you guys next time.